Hey, that's a bug bite. Can you hear me?
Did it get up to 90 today?
Oh my God, we went uptown and we went to put the boat in is what we did. I was like, why did we go uptown? And it was 97 on the truck. No. And today's supposed to be, so I think this morning's supposed to be a little bit hotter, and then we're gonna get thunderstorms, and then it's back to normal June temperature this evening, I think. But yeah, it's been warm.
Yeah.
I've been in the lake twice, put it that way.
That's awesome. All right. I
Yeah.
just back from school. I gotta go change my shorts.
Yeah, you're good. Hey, Rebecca. How are ya?
Oh.
I'm awesome. How's your summer going?
I'm not. It doesn't really
You
start.
just hear it. Yeah. It what?
It doesn't start until Friday. Like school's over.
Oh, that's right. Your kids are like actually done. That's nuts. That's school
It's
year.
funny because like my it seems to impact me. Like I have this underlying excitement about summer vacation, but of course that's not really how I live. But still.
No, but I mean it's been a year of like it's been just as sort of disruptive and crazy for parents, I feel like, this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not been awesome.
No. We won't have to. Is Pete excited?
He is really excited to be done with school, yeah. And we're going to West Virginia Friday to go. We're gonna go some rafting and some mountain biking.
Nice.
We're in a cool mine, which gives me agita. I'm not real sure that that's on my list.
Oh, that makes me nervous just listening to it. My God. Woo. Hey, Chrissy.
Hi.
That's cool though. Where in West Virginia are you going?
New River Gorge.
Say it again.
New River Gorge. like Fayetteville, middle. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything in West Virginia that would stick out to you?
Well, we've driven through it to get to other places. Curious where people go in West Virginia. You know, I don't know.
No, New River Gorge is like it's a huge rafting and climbing destination.
That's cool. It's very cool.
So Rebecca, are you just traveling all summer? Or
I am, and you know what? I did not even tell work that I was leaving this time because I just always take phone calls, and I've just been thinking about it, like, It's awkward now because I'm leaving.
We're doing this.
Option. And I know I'm going to be taking phone calls and working. So do I have to say anything?
No.
I've been in exactly those shoes too. I sort of like find myself somewhere and then I'm like, should I have told Sugarbush that I was like not going to be in the state? I don't know.
And you know, like I haven't had to be in my office in over a year. So that wouldn't matter if I was work stop in West Virginia.
Just an overnighter. I'm just sleeping here. Yeah. Perfect. Oh my goodness. All right. I don't know. It looks like I think the storm's supposed to hold off right now. Luckily, there's a breeze coming through. We are doing upper body. You'll need a mat and you will need a pair of dumbbells, and that's it. That's all you're gonna need.
Hey, where's Serena?
Her schedule is crazier now, I feel like, than it was when she was doing the earlier morning stuff. I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago, and I think just the way that like her staff comes in and the way she's prepping, it's just a little bit crazy right now. So I think she's been doing the recordings, unfortunately.
Yeah, I talked to her last night actually for a while, and she like the only time she has to work out is like between 5:30 and 6:15. So that's her only window.
And we can't accommodate that.
No.
maybe like on the PM end of things, but no.
She's so sad about it. I was like, oh, well, I realized you were done. And she was like, yeah, I'm heartbroken. So she's really bummed. She misses everything so much.
I know, it's so hard to get. We'll relay that message. She said, well, she's dead to me.
I'll let her know.
If you can't work out with us. Oh my God. All right, let's do this. Woo! All right, let's see here. Boom, boom. As always, if you guys, I know things can get weird up here with the Wi-Fi and the headphones. By that, I just mean Vermont in general. All right. Let's go. Starting with the jumping jacks, if I can figure out which way my arms are supposed to go. Oh, this is definitely a better direction. I can see me better. Hopefully you can see me better. All right, so we're going upper body. We're doing mostly strength training and endurance here, but we're going to throw in a little bit of cardio for that little bit of heart pump and a little bit of core, because it's what we do. Stay light on the feet. Arms all the way up over the head. Just starting to sort of pump the blood to the muscles. Breathe a little bit harder and get your body used to moving this morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Into some butt kicks. Keeping that energy level up. Stretching out the quads. And again, just starting to sort of get the body used to moving into workout mode. One of these days in summer, I know that I'm just going to fall over during our work. Warm up these little holes all over the place. All right, heels all the way up. Keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right into those high kicks. Slow the cardio portion down. Start moving in to the mobility portion. Remembering up the hamstrings and the glutes. We're definitely going to move through every upper body muscle today. And we'll get a few breaks in there, but for the most part, shifting from one exercise, one muscle group, pretty seamlessly to the next. 4 more each side. Shake out the legs, and then quickly into that knees to chest. Squeeze, open, and drop. Open, and drop. drawing the knee all the way in towards your chest, squeeze up and in, and then rotate that hip, rotate the knee as far out to the side as you can, feeling the hip flexors on the inside of the leg stretch, and you can feel that glute muscle start to wake up as well. Open. Let's go one more each side. Nice and tight to the body. Big rotation out to the side and drop. Last one. Open and drop. Again, a little shake of the legs to get the glute muscles moving again. Nice wide stance. Arms up and out to the side and pull. I should really position myself better so that I'm sort of moving right along that rock wall. All right, pulling through the fingertips here, starting to loosen up the upper body, feeling the torso stretch, and starting to feel the shift in the shoulders as well. Go ahead and start to rotate the hand, the arm that you're leaving behind, all the way back behind you and up to the sky. Keeping the hips facing forward here, so you're still getting that pull through the torso. Go ahead and slow it down and linger at the end of that pull for 2, through the center, and 1. Through the center, square the hips and go in for those toe touches. That right hand to the left toe, left hand to the right toe, pushing the hips back behind you to get that stretch going from the calves all the way up the hamstrings, into the glutes, and into the lower back. Try to leave the one hand, so one hand reaches for the toe, the other hand is reaching straight up towards that sky, almost as if you were doing sort of a forward bend windmill. So again, looking for a little bit of rotation through the shoulders, a little bit of mobility there. Go ahead and slow this one down. Linger at the bottom of the exercise, sort of pull your chest in towards your leg. Last one. And right up to the top. Go ahead and shake the legs out. Big arm circles forward, just waking up those shoulders again. Scoop as much air as possible here. 3, 2, and 1. Reverse direction. 3, 2, and 1, and then let's just get a quick lat stretch going on, a quick lat mobilization. So hands at your sides, thumbs facing towards me. You're just going to draw those hands up, V, all the way up to the Y. Palms face forward and pull those elbows down and back, squeezing those muscles down towards the spine, elbows towards the butt, and then push right up through the sky. Sort of resist this push here. And down to your sides and sort of let go of all of that tension. So you're sort of making up the tension that's happening. One more time. Up through the V, up to the Y. Palms forward, squeeze those elbows down and back. Here's where you start to resist the push right back up. Hands to your sides, and again, sort of let go of the tension in the shoulders. A quick movement back and forth to get the blood flowing. So, you are going to need dumbbells all the way through this workout until we get to the very last burnout round that is going to be a core challenge round. So I would go light to moderate weights. You want to have 2 pairs of dumbbells next to you so you can sort of shift gears when you need to. Absolutely do that. Know that we are going to push endurance a little bit here. So even if you're choosing lighter weights, you will get that burn in. We are going to start with a 4-minute round to get the heart rate up. A little bit of a hit intensity here. So we've got 4 exercises that we are going to run through twice. We're going to go kettlebell swing. So you can either do that with a kettlebell. I'm just going to do it with 2 dumbbells pressed together. You can do it with 1 dumbbell, whatever you are most comfortable with. From there, we are going to go into a push press. Right up and down. We'll start on the right side. We'll go over to the left side. And then the last exercise here is going to be a skier swing. So we're going to go dumbbell swing or kettlebell swing, which is between the legs. And then we're going to go into a skier swing, which is on either side. Okay? From there, we'll get a quick, brief break to grab some water. So again, 4 minutes, break, water, and then we're going to hop into the big circuit. Okay? So grab your dumbbells. and get ready to get the heart rate up here for the first 4 minutes of this round. So, I don't even know if anybody can see this, but let's start that off. We've got 2 seconds here. So, starting with goblet swings, excuse me. Nice wide stance here, brace the core, push the butt back, and come right up to shoulder height. If you're using a single dumbbell, I highly suggest sort of interlocking those fingertips so you feel pretty secure in the hold of the dumbbell. Push the butt back, squeeze the glutes, drop forward. 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells in the right hand. Let's go right into those push presses. So the dumbbell can start with the back end on your shoulder. Right side only. 2 and 1. Let's go. So this is all about the upper body here. You're getting a little bit of momentum from the bend and push, but mostly we're looking for a powerful push up through the sky, up through the ceiling, and then control on the way back down. Wake up those shoulders. 2 and 1. Bring it in. Switch sides. Nice tight core here. Keep that back nice and straight. Grip the dumbbell with tension. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Anytime you feel yourself doing a lift that's either heavy or takes some power, highly suggest gripping like your life depends on it. It tenses all of the muscles leading to the core and makes you feel a little bit more stable. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. If you don't have 2 dumbbells in hand, grab them. We're going in for skier swings. So dumbbells at your sides, narrower stance, same movement pattern as the kettlebell swing. And we're just coming up to shoulder height. I want you to bend the knees and push your butt back at the same time, truly as if you were sort of pushing yourself across a traverse on the mountain. 3, 2, and 1. Back into that full swing. This time, we're going to do an American swing. So all the way up into that hold above the head. 2 and 1. All the way up. So taking it to that full range of motion here means that you have to really hold on to that core strength. Tuck the tailbone under. Keep the body tense. 3, 2, and 1. All right, right side, single dumbbell or kettlebell, right side of the body. Powerful push up, control on the way down. 2 and 1, let's go. Yes, yep. And this is a pace that you're comfortable at, but that's pushing borderline into that sort of heavy breathing cardio mode. You want to keep the body moving here. 4, 3, push, 2, and 1. Bring it in, nice and done. 1 minute to go of this cardio round. Dumbbells on your left hand. Getting ready for that push press in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. All the way up. Yes. Yes, nice. Again, keep that lower back really nice and straight. So tuck the tailbone, draw the rib cage back in. All those ab muscles are tight, pulled in towards the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in into those skier swings. Tight core here. I want you to start to feel the core on this one. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Just up to shoulder height. Push the butt back. And then you want to squeeze the glutes and find some power in that swing forward. Yeah, nice. Up. Excellent. Excellent. Here we go. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Dumbbells on the floor next to you. You have just enough time to grab some water. And we're going to dive into our endurance round. Okay. So just me. Anybody else bothered by the crispness of my mat? Just me. All right. Dumbbells in hand. We're going to move into this endurance round. We're going to start with an upright row. 2 dumbbells in here. Palms facing you. All you're going to do is draw the dumbbells up towards the shoulders, the armpits, and right back down. You want your elbows out to the sides, and the dumbbells to stay nice and close to the body. When this timer goes off, we're going to move into rotating curls. That's 10 seconds. So we'll rotate the wrist, full curl, full bicep curl. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Rotate at the bottom, squeeze at the top, and back to the start. We're going to move through, I don't know, 6 or 7 more exercises just like this before we get a break. 15 more seconds of biceps, and then we're right back in to shoulders. We're going to do a front raise here. So your choice, you can go double dumbbell or drop one and just use one dumbbell for the front raise. 3, 2, and 1. Again, palms facing your thighs here. You're going to come up to the shoulder line and right back down. You can choose here as well. If it's more comfortable for you to go a neutral grip, you can twist those palms so they're facing in. We're going to bring in some triceps. Haven't hit triceps yet. We're going to go in for some tricep kickbacks in about 10 seconds. Just enough time to really feel this front raise. Grab your second dumbbell right here. 2, and 1, and let's go in for that kickback. Bend at the waist, lock the elbows in, both hands together, kick back, and bend. You want to draw the chest down so you're at least 45 degrees, hopefully approaching 90, so you can really get that bend and full extension. Kick back. We're going to go back into biceps and shoulders in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and tall. Palms facing your legs. We're going to go hammer, press, and right back in. You should be starting to feel every muscle in your upper body right now. We're coming up on that break. Just a quick one to get us down to the mat, but it'll be enough to sort of recoup and take a couple of non-work mode breaths in. All right, get ready to hold. We're going to do one more press, and then we're going to hold in that straight arm position, curl, press, into extensions. Boom, and up. Tricep extensions over your head. Your choice, you can keep the dumbbells apart, or you can push those dumbbells together. A little bit more stability with the dumbbells pressed together. Back is straight. Butt bone is tucked under. All right, we have one more exercise to go. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the dumbbells forward. We're going into reverse flies for our last standing exercise. Bend at the waist, open, and nice and controlled movement back to the center. Powerful, open into the fly, and then control on the way back down. All right, we're coming up on a quick rest here. We're going to use it to bring the weights down to the mat. We'll finish up there. 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and tall. Shake it out. You do have time for some water if you need it. Otherwise, dumbbells to the mat. Clear up any caterpillars that happen to fall on the mat. And then meet me down on all fours, bear crawl position here. We're going to finish up with a few minutes of upper body work on the mat. So, dumbbells with you, bear crawl position, hold it on to either dumbbell. You're going to go ahead and lift the knees just up off the mat, and we're going to go into a row, right to left. Keeping those knees nice and close to the mat. Squeezing the elbow up towards the sky. Keeping that hold on your core. There's a lot going on here, a lot to think about, but your body's warm and you're ready to go. From this exercise, we're going to go into a push-up with rotation. Totally your choice if you want to hold on to those dumbbells or not. 2, and 1. Step it out into high plank. Again, your choice if you want to do dumbbell push-ups or not, but either way, down into the push-up, and then I want you to open up into a rotation. Down into the push-up, and then open up into the rotation. We're just going to get a couple more reps here, and then we're going to flip it over onto our backs so that we can finish up with some chest exercises. Last push-up. Woo! Knees down, flip it around. Grab your dumbbells. We're going chest, flip, fly, and pull over. So 3 exercises to go. Let's just prime the muscles here with a quick press. Directly up above the chest. Elbows right back down, hovering just over the ground. Keep the tension on the muscles and keep the body moving. We're going to get ready for some flies here, so let's do 3, 2, 1. Last press, straighten those arms, palms rotate so they're facing in, and you're going to open up into that fly. So we're going a little bit of a push on the chest muscles for this last minute and a half. You're opening all the way. Again, you want those elbows to approach the mat, not quite touch down, and then feel like you're sort of pulling the dumbbells from that far expanse. Pull the dumbbells right up above the chest. 3, 2, 1 more fly. Up to the top, dumbbells together. Press them in nice and tight together, and you're going to go into that pullover. So the dumbbells go back behind your head, touch down, and then pull right back up to chest height. Touch down, and then right back up. Keep that lower back gently pressed to the mat. This is our final exercise of the endurance round. 3. Touch down for 2. 1 more pull over the head, gentle tap on the ground behind you. Pull up to the top, elbows down to the mat, drop your dumbbells. And like I said, that endurance round 1 is done. So grab some water, shake the arms out. Whew! It's a little humid here today. Definitely keep a little bit of movement in the arms here. Some arm circles, some crisscrosses. All right. So 1 round done. We've got a mirroring round coming up. The only thing that is going to change is that instead of going through these exercises that we were doing double armed, we're going to start to alternate. So for instance, the upright rows, 1, 2, 1, 2. The extensions, 1, 2. So anything that you took as a double movement last time, we're going to do as an alternating side movement this time. So there's 2 pieces to that puzzle. First is that one side gets a little bit of a rest, right? This is our second time through, muscles are tired. The reason that we're sort of doing alternating is for the second point, that I want you to use the same dumbbells. If they started to feel really heavy at the end of it, especially for a single raise, that's okay. Again, we're doing alternating sides, so I want you to try to use the same weights, if not a little bit heavier. If you use 8, try a 10 this round through, okay? So we're going to start at the top with that cardio push round. Quick cardio intensity. 4 minutes of work. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back into our endurance round, okay? So grab the weights that you are using for your kettlebell swings, push press combos here. And let's get right back into it while the muscles are still warm. And we're still ready to go. There's that timer. All right, so kettlebell or dumbbell in hand. Let's start right from the beginning with those American kettlebell swings all the way up. Here we go. All the way up over the head. I want you to keep your attention on your core. So that means your lower back, your abs here, all the way through it. Especially as that weight is above your head. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Weights on that right hand. We're going in for push presses. I want that pace rapid fire here. Still paying attention to form, but get those reps in. 2 and 1. Let's go. Push and bring it in. The muscles are ready to go here. We know what we're doing. We've created that awareness, that mind-muscle connection. So while we have the energy, we're going to push it. 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Dumbbells in that left hand. Keep that belly button pulled in towards the spine. Don't forget about the core. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Pushing that body all the way through this cardio round. Yes, nice. Nice momentum across the board here. Little bit of help getting that dumbbell up above the head. This is a good exercise to test your limits with weight. 2 and 1. Bring it in. Grab your second dumbbell. We're going in for spear swings. Push presses give you that little extra momentum, so it's a good chance to challenge the body. Here we go. 2 and 1. Let's go. Just up to shoulder height. And again, remember, we're looking for power here. This is not a passive exercise. We're not just letting the weight of the dumbbell drop. I want you controlling that weight. Move it around with purpose. 3, 2, and 1. Drop a dumbbell, get ready for those American swings. All the way up. Tight, tight core right from the get-go. Wider stance, 2 and 1, let's go. All the way up. And again, this is purposeful, right? You can feel that dumbbell hit, your elbows lock into position. Yeah, nice form. Nicely done here, yeah. Okay, here we go, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells in. 1 more round each side of push presses. So start on that right side. Elbows locked in, 2 and 1, let's go. Again, gripping that weight, creating tension all the way down your forearm to your shoulder, connecting that power movement to the parts of the body that are giving you the power. 3, 2, and 1, bring it in. Switching sides, left hand. Grip, dumbbells up. 4, 3, 2, and hit it, let's go. All the way through. Pushing that weight right up above the shoulder. You want to hold on to your balance and stability here. Here we go. We're under 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last push. And bring it in. Grab both dumbbells. This is it for cardio. Let's power through these skier swings. And then we get a little break. Enough time for some water. And to grab both dumbbells. Here we go. Again, purposeful movement. If this is our last chance to put in some cardio power, let's use it. It's a brief work interval, but it's all we really need if we push it hard. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells in and to the mat. You guys, quick 30-second break here. Grab some water, and then we'll jump into our endurance round. All right. Okay, so dumbbells in hand. We're getting started with those upright rows where the body is still working hard here. Remember, we're alternating sides where everything that we did last round was together. So we're going 1, 1, back and forth, all the way through. There's a couple of exercises, of course, that are sort of impossible to do, alternating sides, but for the most part, this is how we're going to rock and roll through this second round, which means we get a little bit of a break, and we can pull that same weight, if not a little bit heavier. Get ready for alternating side curls in 3, 2, and 1. Right, and then left. What I want you to focus on here is squeezing the bicep at the top. Again, don't let this be a passive exercise. Squeeze, and then resist gravity on the way back down so you can connect to the muscle doing the work and keep that work going for a little bit longer. Alternating front raises coming up here in about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alternating front raise just up to shoulder height. This is a good time to sort of assess how strong you're feeling. If you want to take a little bit wider stance, if you need a little bit more ground to cover to feel stable. We're going from shoulders into kickbacks, those tricep kickbacks in that hinged back position, and we are going to do alternating there as well. Hold tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's bring some triceps into play. Bend at the waist. Lock those elbows in. 1, 1. Back and forth here. Don't let the torso twist to the side that's kicking back. Hips and shoulders face forward. And you're kicking all the way back as far as you can with that dumbbell to straighten out the arm. We're going in for hammer presses, alternating sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand up nice and tall, feeling those muscles. Here we go. Dumbbells facing in. 1, and bring it in. Keep this moving. You want to get those reps in. You're going to feel your body have to stabilize as you move the weight one side and then the other. We're going to go in for overhead extensions here. We're going to keep this alternating pace. Unless you're using a single dumbbell, then obviously I want you to just push with both. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Lock those elbows up above your head. 1 and 2. And again, this really depends on the weight that you're using. If you're uncomfortable with the singles, keep it locked in together. A double overhead extension. We're going in for flies after this, so hitting the back muscles a little bit. And we're going to do double flies. I want to get that back kicking a little bit. Here we go. 5. Feel those triceps. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Again, hinge at the waist. Let's go in for double reverse flies. Taking that deep breath in, keeping the core nice and tight. I want you to lead with the elbows. Squeeze those muscles together as you get to the top of the movement and control on the way back down. It'll be a little bit harder this round because those muscles are tired. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells to the mat so they're ready for you for those bear crawls. Grab some water, and let's finish up the upper body portion of this endurance circuit. All right. So we're back into that bear crawl position. This right from the get-go was a single-sided exercise. So, on all fours. Try not to get attacked by the moths. Dumbbell in each hand. Go ahead and lift those knees just off the mat and begin your row. Right arm and then left. Keep your butt low. Your core nice and tight so that's a nice flat back. And you're drawing that elbow up towards the sky, squeezing again. Squeeze the back muscles in towards the spine. Keep that connection to the movement going. We're almost there. Get ready for push-up 2 rotation in 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to push my dumbbells out of the way. Push-up 2 rotation. Full push-ups or knee push-ups. Totally up to where your strength level is right now. What, 25 minutes in? We've been pushing the upper body for a while now. Good form always comes first. Hold tight, come on. Let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees down. Grab those dumbbells. We're going to go into a chest press here. So we are going to alternate sides, right and then left. The hover just above the mat is your hold. So it's not that you're really getting a rest. You're just not pushing. We're going to go into alternating chest flies in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells all the way up, alternating flies. So one arm stays straight up above the chest, and the other approaches the mat. You are going to find that the weight draws your body in that direction. Brace the core. Keep everything nice and tight and tense, and resist the urge to sort of open up with that fly. Cool. We're coming up on our last exercise of upper body. Those pullovers, we're going to do those together, no alternating sides. So, dumbbells together over the chest, drop behind your head, tap down to the ground, and pull right back up. Again, that lower back stays gently pressed into the mat here, so we're starting to draw that core in to be a big player. Tap down and pull up to the chest. We've got 10 seconds to go. Little bit more work coming out. Come on. 3, 2, and 1. Draw those elbows down to the mat. Drop your weight, you guys. Upper body is done. Workout's not over. We got a little bit of core coming our way, but you can drop those weights and grab some water. Shake out the arms. Push those weights to the side. All you're going to need is a little bit of extra strength and your mat. And there my mat is. Crooked again. My goodness. All right. This is going to be an interesting core round, seeing as there's nothing level about this one. We're going in for a little bit of a plank challenge here, you guys. We'll switch sides. We'll go high plank, forearm plank, side planks. We're going to be all across the board. We're going to shoot for 3 to 3.5 minutes here, okay? So keep in mind that we will be shifting positions. You're not just going to hold a 3.5 minute plank. But if at any time you need to put a knee down to rest, that's totally fine. So if we're in a side plank, it'll be the bottom knee. If we're in a forearm or straight arm plank, you can tap those knees down for a bit, take a deep breath in, and then back into full plank whenever you've built that strength back up, okay? So, again, one more sip of water, and then down on the mat for this last core burnout round. All right. Woo! Good here. Okay, so on the mat, we are going to start in a forearm plank hold. Nothing special, just locking in that form and waking up our cores here, okay? Here we go. 3 to 3.5 minutes, and we're done. All right. 3. Deep breath in and lift. All right. Forearms on the mat. Shoulders stacked over the the elbows. We're just going to take this round, this first part of the round, to lock in form, pull our thoughts back into the workout, into our own strength. Feel the core starting to work here. Hold strong. Get ready to go into that right side plank. Here we go, twist into it. Reach for the sky. Keeping that nice straight body line. Hips stacked over hips, shoulders stacked over shoulder. Hold strong here. We're halfway through this hold. We have about 10 seconds to go, and then we're going to go back into that forearm hold just to reset. That's going to be our comfort zone. 3, 2, and 1. Back to the forearm hold. Butts down. Again, keeping that nice, tight core and a total awareness of your body as you're holding through these turns, through the twists, and especially as you start to get tired. But stay low. We have 10 seconds to go. We're going to turn into that left side forearm plank. That's coming in 3, 2, and 1. I'm just going to switch back here so I can see. And now we're on a down. All right. Nice high hip lift here. Reach that right hand right up through the ceiling. Halfway through this plank hold already. When we finish up this side plank, that's going to bring us to our 2-minute mark. So hold strong. We're going to go into a forearm plank and then up into high plank in 3, 2, and 1. To the center. And then up into that high plank hold. All right, keep it strong here. Keep it steady. We're just going to lock in. When we start to move from this high plank, we've got 1 minute of work to go. So that's the end of our, what are we at? We're at 2.5 minutes, so we're looking for 3.5. What we're going to do is we're going to start with shoulder taps in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shoulder taps right to left. Give the shoulders a little bit of a break here, but still not giving up on that plank hold. Shoulders face the mat, hips face the mat, butt stays low. Nice straight back here. We've got 15 seconds to go. A shoulder taps. Hold strong. Again, if you need that little break, you can tap those knees down to the mat, take a deep breath in, and rejoin us. Get ready for a hold in 3, 2, and 1. 5-second hold, and then we're going to do slow knees to chest, alternating sides. 3, 2, and 1. Right knee in, tuck, and step it out into high plank. Tuck, and step it back out. This is for the last 30 seconds of this core challenge. Push it for 10 seconds. This is all we've got left. You got this. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees touch down. Sit back into child pose. You guys rocked it. Upper body and core done for the day.